Hello, Spyder Wayne here, and it is Friday, January 12th, and I just have to do this. Stick around. Okay, I am about to go for a January ride. And the odometer is 19 miles. And yes, that's the odometer. That's not a trip meter. Oh, I'm loving the LED turn signals. They're nice and bright. This is a comfortable seat. Now, so far, I know I need to adjust that clutch lever a little bit. It's really far out from my fingers. So these are adjustable. So that's one thing I need to look at. Oh man, is this thing... This feels like there's no weight under me whatsoever. I mean, I think it's close to the same weight of the Enfield. But this does not feel like it. It is light. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stand up here, see what that's like. Gotta keep my knees a little bent, and that's, you know, it's kind of perfect. Okay, so due to the magic of YouTube and time travel, this part of the video is about a month and a half later. Today is Monday, February 26th. The riding portion of this video was recorded on January 12th. And so that ride was 21 miles. So at the end of that day, it was up to 40 miles. Well, today, thanks to a very mild February, I now have 503 miles on my new little toy here. And I just wanted to quickly talk about my impressions after 500 miles. So first, let's just talk about the break-in period. The break-in period is 600 miles for this thing. And the first 300 miles, you really got to baby it and keep the RPMs under 4,000 RPMs. Once I hit 300 miles, that was lifted to 6,000 RPMs. So from 300 to 600 miles, which is the period I'm in now, I'm only 97 miles away from 600 miles. So really, it's close enough right about now. But I've had to keep the RPMs under 6,000 RPMs. What that means is I really haven't been able to experience the full power of this bike, which happens between 7,000 and 9,000 RPMs. So the first service will be done around 600 miles. Let's get to the likes and dislikes. So in no particular order, one of the first things that caught my attention even before I bought it was this bike came standard with the 2 saddlebags. They're hard shell. They are made by Shad. They are branded CFMoto on the side, but these are about 36 liters each, so they do hold a full face helmet. They open rather easily, and they come off very easily with one hand. And with one hand, because I'm holding the camera in my other hand, it goes back on very easily. So very convenient. First dislike. No, it's not the first, but it's one of them. This reflector that hangs way down here, it's kind of ugly. This is strictly cosmetic. This isn't a functional issue, but I get it. In the USA, all motorcycles are required to have at least one rear red reflector on the center line of the bike. CFMoto could have done a better job than just drooping that way down there. The next like is I love this seat. You know, I've seen some reviews where people thought it was not that comfortable, a little too soft maybe. I don't think it's too soft. I don't think it's too hard. It has just enough of a support back here for lower lumbar support. All right, next dislike. Fuel economy. Now, I've filled this up 3 times. I am averaging 46 miles per gallon. For a 650, to me, that is not good. Next like. has a USB plug, so that's handy for my phone. So I like that. It's also my next dislike. They only put one plug in there. There would have been, there's room for two. My next like, well, the windshield. It's adjustable. It's manually adjustable, but it goes up and down roughly 2.5, 3 inches. I don't know if you can see that in there. So that's nice. So I have it all the way as high as it can go. But the adjustable windshield's also my next dislike. So here's the handles here and here that you would loosen and then raise it up and down. They didn't give enough room. I can't even get a finger behind the handle, and I can barely get it in beside. There's just barely room for the fingers on the side, and that's because of this side wind deflector. So it's very awkward to loosen these and tighten them. It's doable, but it's just, it's inconvenient. And I guess the last like I'll talk about will be this 5-inch TFT display. There are a lot of functions in there. There's quite a bit of information. You got your trip 1, your trip 2. You get to choose whether you show odometer or which trip number you want, or whether you want to show your voltage. There's all kinds of choices in the settings that you can set this up as. And there's 2 riding modes, Eco and Sport. It's pretty bright. It's bright enough for me. This is also my next dislike. But one of these dislikes really turned into a lesson learned. So what I learned quickly was with polarized sunglasses, this is an LCD display, and I didn't know this, but with polarized sunglasses, it disappears on certain angles or is very dark. You can't see it well on certain angles. It disappeared. But then I learned that's what polarized sunglasses do with LCD displays. I didn't know that. And a quick, easy fix is if you have a clear visor on your helmet, you just pull it down and the display comes back. So that worked out okay. So again, that was a lesson learned more than a dislike. And last, this is thanks to Jody of Purple on 3. I added these hand grip wraps, these heated hand grip wraps. They're CFMoto. Jody put out a video on these. She spoke very highly of them, so I decided to give them a try. And I put the switch, it's stuck on right here. 5 levels of heat plus off. And I did find that the hottest level is too hot, even with gloves on. Too hot. I can't handle the top heat. And that's even out on the cold days. The second hottest, if it's really cold, it's still really hot, and I could handle it. But my most comfortable level was the 3rd hottest or the 3rd lowest. So these CFMoto hand grip wraps, and they tie on here. And then it's wired through to this switch, which is wired through to here, and I plug it into my battery tender when I want to use them. So I'm very happy with those. So that's it for the 500-mile portion of this review, and I think there's a little bit more of the January 12th ride.
We made it. Yeah. Wow, that's a nice straight line for a light. High beam, low beam, high beam. Looks pretty good. And we got 40 miles on the odometer. So we more than doubled the mileage on that January ride. So that's about 21 miles. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it rides different. It handles obviously completely different. Feels really light. I got to get used to the syncing of the clutch and throttle, because I had quite a few rough gear changes there. New bike. All right. So thank you for coming along, and until next time, please take care.